This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim. Well, we started over for you.
We're not starting over for you. We're keeping that in.
Yeah.
People need to know.
You forgot how to do the intro, Tom.
I forgot I did it like in a different voice. I said different things.
Yeah. This is, Tom, this is a special episode.
Yeah.
This marks 15 years we've been doing this. And the intro has been the same since day one.
I'm pretty sure. Completely unchanged.
Yeah.
And yeah, still don't have it down. Or getting so old that I can't remember things anymore.
Hey, we're all getting there.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay if people are so old that they can't even talk.
How are you doing this week?
I'm good. I fell asleep on the floor of my living room last night.
Oh, like all night?
All night.
Wow.
I fell asleep at like 9:45 on the floor of my living room, and I woke up at like 5:30 this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, in the same exact position, no pillow, no anything.
Yeah, and I guess like your wife didn't wake up at any point and be like, "Oh, where's Tim?"
Yeah, no, she went to bed before me. She slept probably a lot of extra leg room in that bed.
I bet. I think that might be like good for your back once in a while.
I think so. That's why I was lying on the.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know.
And you were so comfortable you fell asleep.
Yeah.
Tim,
I fell asleep like an hour and a half earlier than I was planning on it, though.
Well, and then you woke up at 5:30 in the morning, raring to go.
Yeah.
I had a dream last night that I think you were in it.
Thank you.
It was like a bunch of friends. You know, sometimes in dreams it's like just a group of friends.
Celebrities.
What do you mean?
Instead, like your dreams are that you're friends with celebrities.
No, these were
to
all
escape your mundane life.
These
Your
were
loser
all,
friends.
These were all my real life friends.
Okay.
We were at a Yankees game.
Okay. I hope I was there. I'm the biggest Yankees fan you know.
And
I bleed blue blood like Tom Selleck and Donnie Wahlberg.
And when we were there, when we were at the game, I won a contest. I got distracted because I was going to ask, did you hear about this new Mark Wahlberg movie where he saves a hijacked plane?
What?
Just like he
said,
fantasized on 9/11?
I mean, I'll watch that movie.
I think it's a much smaller plane, though.
Yeah.
Make it big. Make it even bigger. Make it one of those double deckers.
Yeah.
You know, why not? It's movie magic.
It's going to crash into, an even bigger building.
Yeah. So anyway, in my dream, a bunch of people were there. I won a contest, and the contest was I get to be a Yankee for the game.
Like sit in the dugout, put on a uniform.
Sit in the dugout, put on a uniform, but I got an at bat, Tim, and then I got a single.
No, okay.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's a dream.
How many at bats in real life do you think it would take before you got a single?
Oh,
would it be like
infinite?
A Gladwell thing, like 10,000 at bats?
Yeah, I don't like. Eventually, I would maybe be able to time it to like hit a few, but they would just go and they would be grounders to infield before I wouldn't be able to get to first base fast enough. But in this case, I did, and nobody cared. And I was like, this
like
is
your friends.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, this is insane. Because even in the, like the announcers and stuff were like, wow, we didn't expect this. It's unprecedented. And then I was like, do I get a baseball card now? Do I have official stats? Like I played an MLB game. I should have stats.
You would have stats. I don't think everybody
and it would be
necessarily
batting 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you retire? Did you have a press conference afterwards announcing your retirement?
No, I think I was just like so pissed off that nobody was impressed with me hitting a single in a Major League Baseball game, despite not being a professional baseball player and being older than I would think almost
everybody in the major leagues, except maybe a couple relief pitchers.
Yeah, exactly. So, but nobody cared.
Congratulations, Tom.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm impressed, even from the real world extending into the dream world,
the dream realm. Tim, as you mentioned earlier, it's been 15 years we've been doing this show.
Yeah, that's stupid and depressing, right? Not depressing. Like we enjoy doing this show, but like, isn't it depressing that
it's stupid and depressing that much time has passed so quickly because it doesn't feel like 15
It feels
years.
like only yesterday we weren't doing the podcast.
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
a time where we like knew each other and we were not doing this podcast.
We had conversations just normally.
Right.
We probably didn't like project as much when we were having the conversations. But I bet we enunciated just as poorly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very strange to think about. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Because I was trying, like, I mean, we were talking that we were both trying to figure out, like, what should we do for the 15-year anniversary?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, neither of us could really think of anything.
And also, like, I told you,
because
I was thinking of some like high concept, real, and then I figured, who gives a shit? Like, does anybody want to listen to us be like, oh, weird, like,
sometimes. I mean, it'd be fun for us.
Yeah.
But you know what? This show's not for us, Tim. It's for you, the listener.
Tom?
Not you, Tim. I'm talking to the listener. This show's for you.
When it comes to gifts to mark this occasion.
Yes.
In the traditional sense.
This is what our listeners should be getting us.
I thought this is what you should be getting me. Crystal, Tom.
A crystal?
Crystal. Not a crystal. Or maybe, I don't know. A
crystal
crystal
I'll get
skull,
you one of those,
maybe?
like, healing crystals.
Okay.
You can, from, like, a gift shop.
Modern. There's three categories here.
Okay.
Modern, you get a watch.
Okay.
I'd like a watch, Tom.
Okay.
I'm thinking of getting like a Casio watch.
Yeah.
I don't want a watch. I don't want a smartwatch because I don't want
you can
anything.
Get like this watch I have on.
I don't
now.
want anything that has
hands on it.
Yeah, I want to tell time that way. I want to
tell time that way.
Do they still just?
I want a nice, easy watch that I don't have to think about.
Yeah. Does Shark Watch still?
I'm sure
watches?
Shark Watch is still around. But yeah, I mean,
a nice
Casio.
teal and black.
Yeah. But yeah, you can just get a Casio or like a Casio G-Shock. Those are very popular.
What's a G-Shock?
Just like a very like resilient. They're like the toughest.
Not necessary.
No, but they're inexpensive still,
okay,
and they're like
I don't
nice
need it to
watches.
Be like
otherwise.
I sit in a chair all day.
Yeah.
That's what I do for a living.
Yeah, get yourself like a Casio or a Shark Watch.
Now, does that make me like, oh, look at this guy? He's trying to be like.
I think it's just look at this guy. He wants to know what time it is.
That's all I want. I want to not have to take my phone out of my pocket, and then I'm like, well, now that it's in my hand and I'm looking at it, I might as well.
Yeah, you can get like I think if you got like a calculator watch, then that's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't need
Who
a calculator.
Are you trying to
Tom,
be?
I'm a genius. Like I can do all the math in my head.
You just can't tell time when it's hands instead of numbers.
You want to know how to do 20% of a bill at a restaurant?
I know how.
You move the decimal point over, you double it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is what I do.
You didn't teach me that. My dad taught me that.
No, because I just think, okay, what's 10%? And that's moving the decimal over and then double it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I already knew that.
And also,
your dad
I leave
didn't
40% tips.
You leave 40% tips. That's you're a high roller, huh?
Post-COVID, my brain's broken.
So anyway, 15 years. Wait. Okay.
Metal or gemstone.
Oh yeah.
Ruby.
Oh.
Is that red? Ruby
red. Yeah,
like
ruby red.
Fruit? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like that.
I don't understand gemstones.
I'll get you a watch and you get me a nice ruby necklace. Gemstones, they're just, stones for showing off.
Yeah, but like there's association, right? Like it's like, ooh, there's depending on your birthday, there's a gemstone.
Yeah,
depending on a certain
birthstones.
Anniversary, there's a. Yeah. It's just like who's enforcing this, or like nobody, why who wrote this stuff down for the first time?
I think some people like their birthstones or like certain, and that just kind of becomes their thing of like, oh, my birthstone is, I don't know, opal or whatever, and that's what I get now.
Right.
Or sapphire. Like that just speaks to me. I like it.
This is gonna sound stupid.
Uh-huh.
What is a gem? It's just a rock, right?
No, because it has to be, like I don't know.
Put under pressure?
Yeah, maybe pressure.
So is it a diamond, or is it like a diamond that hasn't been cooking that long?
A diamond is a kind of gemstone, I believe.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, but a diamond just happens to be like the rarest gemstone.
Right.
But yeah, I assume the other ones are made in similar ways. It's just
so they're like blood rubies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure the way all of it's mined is awful.
Yeah.
Regardless of the stone, unless it's just some like rock from your backyard or something.
I mean, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, but they do make like lab diamonds now.
Yeah, I know about the lab grown diamonds.
I don't know if they make lab other stones. Maybe that's like the easiest way to do it.
The debate is raging about these lab grown diamonds on like agro bro boards and stuff. Or just like, I think a whole, like people who care about like diamonds and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like the associated bros to them, which are like, yo, like I make a lot of money, bros,
Yeah.
I just feel like everyone...
Very succinct description of all this, Tim.
Guys
who are like this. And then there are guys that are like this.
15 years of doing this has made me really articulate. You can really put together coherent thoughts.
Yeah, thousands of hours of talking. This is the result.
Yeah.
This is how good
Did we hit the Malcolm Gladwell yet?
I doubt it.
10,000? No.
Yeah. Because I think we're I don't know, at like 800 episodes ish.
Yeah,
somewhere around
so we're
there.
not even at 1,000 hours.
No, but I mean we got the Patreon stuff. That's more stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And also, that was just all made up.
What was made up?
10,000 hours.
Oh yeah.
It's just the thing that guy said one time.
I thought you were going back to the Stones.
The Rolling Stones?
No, the Gemstones.
Oh, yeah, that's all made up too. Anyway, there's a debate raging all the time, everywhere about everything. But like people are like, I know they claim the lab-grown diamonds are like scientifically the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, but like you're an asshole if you buy them. You're actually poor, and nothing's ever going to change that.
Yeah, as somebody that got engaged in the last couple of years, like I read about that stuff where, you can get lab grown. It's like way cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, these ones are more valuable because like potentially people died for them. And these ones are less valuable because it was very easy to make them, but they're identical. I mean, I had like an old stone I found.
I gave my wife a ring pop.
Oh.
I said, "Will you wear my ring?" And she excitedly exclaimed, "Ring pop."
Just like the commercial.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that was us on the commercial.
Oh, that was you. You were children. I had no idea you had been engaged for so long.
Yeah, we were engaged for 30 years.
Wow. So anyway, this episode we decided, let's look back. Not at us, because who gives a shit, right?
Literally, who gives a shit?
Like, why?
And then what is there to say?
What are we going to do? Have a clip show of us or whatever? That's more work. And I was listening. Oh, I forget what podcast it was recently, but I realized that there's like a thing that all podcasters, because it's like I wouldn't even know where to look for clips from our old shows.
Well, the fucking podcast, Tom.
No, I know that, but there's so much.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to the Handsome.
I thought you were just like, I don't know how to act. Like, I just talk into the microphone. I don't know. Like, I don't know who has the tapes.
the man that lives that sits in the corner there, he takes everything away, and I don't know what happens to it. No, I was listening to the Handsome podcast this week, and Tig Notaro was talking about how people come up to her after shows and like recite things she said from the podcast that she's like, I said that. That doesn't sound like something I would say, but okay. And that's the case, I think, for anybody that does a podcast, right? Yeah.
I think so.
So I wouldn't have even known where to go.
There's that, and nobody wants that.
Yeah.
You heard all that stuff before.
Yeah.
And you have access to all that stuff.
So instead, we're going to look back at the year we started this podcast, 2009.
Hold on. Let me just go back to clip shows for 1 second.
Okay.
Because like in the 80s.
For a minute, I thought you said cliff shows, and it was like, those like cliff diving shows.
Oh, no. The cliff shows like Cheers.
Shows with a guy named Cliff.
Yeah. I tried to think of one more, but I'm stuck at Cheers. Okay. So like if Family Ties had a clip show in the 80s. Like nowadays, we're like, oh, what a ripoff, right?
Yeah.
But unless you're some psychopath in the 80s, taping on VHS, which like a lot of people didn't even have VHS players at that point.
Yeah.
Taping every episode, you're never going to see it again. It's not like you're like, I could just put this on a DVD. Or,
You're seeing clips from
it's great. Yeah,
from
it's
an
like,
episode
I remember
you saw
this.
once years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So you're saying no more clip shows?
In this day and age, you don't need them, and on the podcast, like especially not.
Yeah, I guess clip show. I don't know if sitcoms, like network sitcoms, still do. Probably just to
I don't
save
know.
money.
Like I think also like that was like, well, we got to churn out 25 episodes.
Yeah,
like
somehow.
And it's like, all right, we'll give the writers a week off.
Yeah, so maybe now it's just they don't make as many episodes
it's like every
for a lot of
TV
shows.
season is like, even like network, they're like, okay, it's got an initial order of 8.
Yeah,
and if it does well, there will be another 3, and then there'll be a 4-year hiatus, and then it'll come back.
Do you remember? I feel like it was actually probably around like 2009. A lot of people being like, in England, they only do like 6 episodes a season, and they're really good, and everybody likes it. And I feel like a lot of people in America were like, oh, really? Like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. And now look at us.
I'm a real quantity over quality guy. I'm just like, crank them out.
Yeah.
You know what? I really miss, and I know they're still on, but like late night comedy shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch them now because like they're just like, hey, let's just like talk about politics the whole time and like get actually upset and like enraged. It's like, I'm mad all the time. I came here for like a surreal comedy bit. Yeah. But like the days of Conan coming on at like 12:30 in the morning, which like also I haven't been up at that time in years. But like every night, just like a bunch of grown-ups got together and was like, we're just gonna be silly for an hour and we're just gonna make it up every single day.
Yeah.
They don't do shit like that anymore.
Do you think it's probably because of like that the shows had to change a bit because of YouTube? Like they're so reliant on YouTube clips. Like that's what most people see. That it's like, this has to be, they're gearing it more towards that instead of like, wouldn't it be funny if like 1 o'clock in the morning you're flipping channels and you saw just a masturbating bear on TV?
Right. But you can see that everywhere on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's just there's too much of everything.
Yeah.
Scale it back and make like a few people have to do a lot of stuff constantly.
So anyway, Tim, 2009. Do you remember why we started the podcast?
Because we were ushering in the Obama era.
No, we started because Michael Jackson died.
Oh, right.
And we wanted to talk about it.
Right.
And
it's because we were roommates at the time?
Yeah.
And I got on my high horse about Thriller not being that good.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't remember that.
Actually, Thriller's overrated. And I was, 27 or whatever, and being like, that's an interesting take.
Yeah.
So I should tell more people about it.
Yeah, I should put this on the internet and look at what that's done. Look at what you've done.
We invented podcasting.
It's kind of weird thinking back about Michael Jackson. Like I didn't realize his funeral was watched by 2.5 billion people. around the world.
According to who?
I don't know. The internet.
According to Tito Jackson.
Yeah, according to Tito Jackson.
He's your source for everything, isn't he?
Well, he's a smart guy, Tim. He was the brains behind the Jackson 5. I feel like there's been a weird reckoning with Michael Jackson, but like not really.
What do you mean a weird reckoning? Of course there has been.
But that was already going on when he was alive.
Yeah.
And then it like kind of continued after he's dead. And then I feel like we just kind of got to the point where everybody was like, look, let's just listen to his music and not talk about him really much at all.
I don't listen to his music as much as I have in the past, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like consciously put like,
I don't
look, if I'm in
either.
the car and the radio's on and an MJ song comes on, you know, even if it's You Are Not Alone, which like I feel like has come on more than
it sounds like you were listening to the most depressing radio stations.
You know what I
could
listened
imagine.
to? I had Sirius radio in my car for a little while, and the only show I like on all of it is the 90s countdown on 90s at night, and they just choose the week of random year of the 90s, and Downtown Julie Brown counts down the top 30 songs from that week.
Oh, okay.
And so like it's the 90s. So like, and if I'm listening, I'm not going to listen to like 1990 or 1991 usually.
Right.
If it's like mid 90s. So that was the Michael Jackson hit at the time. You Are Not Alone, right? In the mid 90s. That's what's going to be charting.
Yeah.
Or Scream. Scream is good.
Yeah, Scream is a good
Scream
song.
is his best 90s song, right?
I'd have to look at a list.
Dangerous was 91, right? So like I think Scream was better than anything on Dangerous.
Even Dangerous?
Maybe. Did we litigate this 15 years ago?
Probably. But since we're talking about music, Tim.
Hold on, wait. Michael Jackson died at age 50.
Yes. So he'd be 65 right now.
Do you think you'll accomplish by age 50 as much as he's accomplished?
I mean, I've only got a few years, but I think
you've already done so much.
Yeah, and I've been practicing my dance moves lately.
You're getting really, really good, Tom. I meant to tell you.
Introducing a new dance step that has the kind of cultural relevance and impact that the moonwalk had.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called the sidestep.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of like the moonwalk, but to the side.
Very interesting.
It looks really cool.
I can't imagine how one would pull that off.
Well, when you see it, you're still not going to be able to figure it out, but you're going to be blown away like everyone was the first time Michael Jackson did the moonwalk at that
the Motown Awards.
Yeah, Motown Awards.
Or the Motown 25th anniversary.
Yeah, some of that. It was after a Jackson 5 reunion.
Yeah.
He was like, now all of them are going to go away, and I'm going to blow your minds.
Yeah. Did I tell you I've gotten pretty good at the moonwalk? Sorry. You keep looking at the time like you have a lot to say.
Well, I want to talk about the songs that were big in 2009, Tim, when we were starting out.
Whew. Mambo number 5.
Stay by
Lisa
you
Loeb.
wish. You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift.
You Belong With Me.
Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
Is she? Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Is she doing some sort of Eras tour right now?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't keep up.
I don't keep up with it either, and I heard somebody talking about it. I just overheard it at a coffee shop. I was just curious. An Eras tour sounds like
Jurassic
maybe,
era, Cretaceous
I think
era.
so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just like, all right, that seems like some interesting stagecraft.
I don't know if people are going to be too into going to see that. You Somebody by Kings of Leon.
Are you somebody? You know, Kings of Leon, they did have one good album. And I'm not an asshole, I swear.
Yeah.
I'm not a prick. I'm not some dipshit.
This isn't the same thing.
This isn't the album either. Sorry.
But I remember getting real into My Morning Jacket. And then going to see them live. And that was, I don't even know. I don't think they were even that bad live, But like somehow
I think they're like revered as like a great live band.
Yeah, but something about the live show I just didn't like, and I was like, all right, that's out of my system now.
Yeah.
And I bought a jacket. I think just because I thought it'd be funny to have a jacket that says My Morning Jacket on it.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah.
You bought a jacket at a My Morning Jacket show?
Yeah, there was like a I don't know, like a windbreaker, like not like a spring jacket, not like a bomber jacket.
Right.
I dropped $500 on a My Morning Jacket jacket.
Huh. But like Kings of Leon, Tom, that's embarrassing because then they had like Sex on Fire and like that stuff.
Sex is on fire.
Yeah,
something like that.
I
think they're one of these bands that's like, oh, that's the only song they can just do like a different version of that.
Well, no,
song.
they had a fun album, but then I go back and listen to that, and it's just like, oh, you used the C word in this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It by Beyonce.
Haven't heard it.
Tim, it was a big hit. It won a Grammy.
Tom, can I tell you something? This is my behind the music moment. And if I had done something notable ever, this would be like in the music realm. I was literally driving on the Long Island Expressway the first time I heard Single Ladies.
Yeah.
And I had to pull over.
Wow.
I was like, this song is bonkers.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that you had something to do with it.
No, I had nothing to do with it. And like, if that was like, and then that's what changed my life. And then if I like went on and made like, you know, a real, notable album or something, I could be like, that was the moment. Hearing Single Ladies on the Long Island Expressway, I had to pull over. Also, it was a time when I was having a lot of panic attacks. And like, I would just have to pull over a lot because I was in the midst of a panic attack. So I think Single Ladies like enchanted me, but I also like
may have induced a panic attack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like that was really Beyonce being like, oh, like I'm gonna do a like kind of weird song that's gonna be like an insane earworm though.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be kind of doing some cool stuff in there that you wouldn't necessarily expect from her post Destiny's Child. Well, she had like been on her own for a while,
several years.
Just Dance by Lady Gaga. And Poker Face.
Poker Face.
Yeah, this was when Lady Gaga really started like blowing up.
This is when everybody started going goo goo for Gaga.
Yeah.
She's got a funny name. Is that her real name?
I think so, right? Or else how would they call her that?
Yeah, you can't legally do that.
And then apparently like one of the biggest songs of the year, I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
I got a feeling.
Yeah. I forgot that I met the Black Eyed Peas once. Wow. But before they had Fergie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just the three guys. They played a show at my college, and I was like working for the like stage production.
Right, and they would like do flips and stuff too, right?
Yeah. The one guy did like break dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
They seem like nice enough fellas.
I was at the Smith.
But I said, you guys should really add a kind of Fergalicious woman to this.
Oh, wow.
group.
You suggested that.
Yeah. And they were like, that's funny that you said Fergalicious because we've been talking with somebody named Fergie about joining our group.
They were talking with someone named Fergie, but like they eventually found a different lady named Fergie.
And she was in one of those like MTV Making a Band groups before this, I think. Something like that. So somehow tied up with Diddy, probably.
I was in Washington, D.C.
during
the first Obama inauguration.
Yeah.
And the day before...
Wow, that's luck, huh?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what are all these people doing?
Hey, where'd everybody go?
The day before I was doing some sightseeing. I was in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
And then a big camera crew came in and they're like, everybody get out of this room. And it was Will.i.am. Remember like Will.i.am was like... They're like
an elder statesman.
Yeah, this is a guy, like they'd interview him on CNN about things.
Yeah, it's like, this is a very important man.
Yeah, and like there were all these cameras and he just like came in and like cleared us all out of this room. So I think he could like go to. It was probably
so
like
he could sign his name on the Declaration of Independence.
No, he said he saw something and he like kneeled and like had this very contrived moment of like I'm feeling something.
Yeah,
it might have been like
things.
he might have said I've got a feeling.
Oh, okay.
But like it was just like come on, like don't yell at me to get out of this room so Will.i.am can come in here and look stoic.
Yeah.
But I bet it played really well on CNN the next day.
I bet. This whole time I've just been trying to think of a way to work in. It belongs in a museum.
There you go.
And I was like, oh, it should be Will. He belongs in a museum. Will.i.am. Tim, some other big things that happened in 2009.
Yeah, I keep derailing it. You keep trying to talk about the year 2009.
It's fine. I mean, look, you're too old to change. I'm not going to be able to do it now.
Can people change? I'm trying to change some things about me, Tom.
Yeah, like what?
I'm trying to be a little bit more persistent.
Oh.
Nevertheless, she persisted. I want them to say that about me.
Right. But he.
You know, I'm not hung up on.
You just want to be associated with that saying.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm thinking about becoming more persnickety.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You are pretty persnickety
as
it is.
I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to become more.
Double down on it.
2009, Barack Obama was inaugurated.
Yeah, I was there,
before.
Tom.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I was there, and I went to the BET, Black Entertainment Television inauguration party.
The ball.
Who did I see? Larry David.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Colin Powell.
Oh, yeah, and Colin Powell. I said something mean to Colin Powell because I did not appreciate his service to the Bush administration.
Yeah, but what you said to him was Colin Powell, more like Colin Powell. Well, and that is his name. Yeah. So I don't think it really
he
worked.
Didn't. Yeah, and he said, no, that's correct.
Yes,
yes, young man, would you
were right the second time, but wrong the first.
Yeah.
Some of the other big news stories that happened that year, Tim. This was the year Kanye interrupted Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow.
At the awards.
Wait, Kanye
MTV.
West?
Yeah, the MTV awards.
The
now,
MTV
you've just
Video
recently
Music
gotten into Kanye West, right? You didn't like him for a long time, but in the last year, you've gotten real into him.
Don't say things like that. See, this is the thing. Now we're too old. We can't make jokes accusing each other of being
racist bigots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's.
Hey, no more jokes.
As we enter our 16th year of doing the
cut the funny stuff, huh?
Hey, enough the jackassery.
Yeah. Let's start wearing ties when we do the show.
I would wear a tie.
Yeah. Then if one of us says something too out of pocket, we could strangle the other one.
When's the last time you wore a suit? Aaron Lee's wedding? I think that was the last time I wore a suit.
Yeah, probably our friend Aaron Lee's wedding.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah. No, I think I went to a wedding last year, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, not recently.
Me. I don't go to weddings. I thought Aaron
Lee's you're not
was the
invited anymore after what you did at that one.
That was great. That was charming. I wore a new suit. I bought a suit specifically for that wedding.
Kanye and Taylor, one's up and one's down now. Right. But it's also insane.
One of them is on an Eras tour.
Yeah.
And one of them is on an Errors and lying on the floor.
Yeah. What? What do you mean lying on the floor?
This runs a tour.
Oh, I see. I thought you were just going to say an Errors tour.
He's on the error floor of
I see. Yeah, and it's also crazy to think Taylor Swift has a song about this on her latest album.
No, she doesn't hold grudges, Tom, from what I understand.
Well, all right, enough. Jesus Christ.
You won.
He's a fucking maniac that nobody likes anymore, and he's bankrupt, I'm sure.
No, he's not. That's the thing. See, this is the thing that bothers me about people who have been disgraced and or who are horrible people. They still have way more money than I'll ever have.
I don't know, because I feel like a lot of Kanye's like wealth was in like Adidas stock, or was it Adidas or Reebok?
He's got enough real estate holdings that like...
Yeah. But I imagine somebody
like... He
like
could live
him,
my lifestyle for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but the thing is,
like, he's not
won't.
looking to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you get accustomed, everybody does. Like, it's not even he's a shitty person, but everybody gets accustomed to a lifestyle that they build. And then...
Yeah. But like... But I have no sympathy, right? Like, there's this article. Did you read the Times article about Alec Baldwin?
No.
And like
he's in money trouble now because.
Well, yeah, and this was a whole overview of like his legal situation.
Yeah.
Like it was a feature story. It wasn't just like a news story, right? Like so, but it was like. Oh, and then like the money trouble started, and so he had to list his Hamptons house for $29 million and like shuffle around, and then he bought, a farm in like Virginia for like $7 million or something. It's like, oh, that was his shifting of his real estate asset. It's like you're still selling something for $29 million. Like,
yeah, you get most people if
give
they
me
got
1/30 of that, and I would take 10 years off.
Yeah, most people if they got $29 million, it would be the most life change. It would be like, oh my God, now everything's taken care of
for me and my
children.
Family. Yeah.
As long as I'm not stupid with this money.
I don't live like an asshole for the rest of my life.
As long as I don't live like Alec Baldwin. He's got to be saving money though, because I think he walks to Woody Allen's apartment when they have dinner together.
That's true.
Yeah. So that saves some money. Hey, free dinner at Woody Allen's. Another big news story that year, Susan Boyle. Remember Susan Boyle? The ugly woman who could sing.
It's a shame she was so ugly, because man, could that lady sing?
Yeah.
That was like the
essentially
headline, right?
the story. Like,
you'd
wow.
think this lady would suck,
yeah,
because she's not young and attractive.
Yeah,
but she doesn't suck. She's good at something. She's good at one thing.
Yeah,
and isn't that inspirational? But don't like. We'll choose one person to like. If they're not traditionally attractive.
In the
she's the one.
Entirety of the history of American Idol, that was, or Britain's Got Talent or The Voice, whatever it was. Like, that was the one person I feel like they was like, hey, this person's legitimately talented, but they don't fit the traditional mold of a singer, like a famous singer. Like, let's all support her. And that never happened again with anyone on any of those shows.
It did.
But also is, hey, let's support her so much that it causes her like a breakdown because her life gets turned upside down so quickly.
Does she have a breakdown?
I don't know if she had a breakdown, but I know it was like overwhelming to her. And she did eventually just kind of like back out of like, hey, I just want to go back to being like a private person.
No, she did.
I think she did.
She's on Hollywood Squares every night of the week, Tom. Tom Bergeron says, it's Susan Boyle for the center square.
And she's the center square.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if
that's
she's
how
on
much
there
we
every
love
night.
her.
Wow.
It was weird that like crossed the pond.
Yeah, that it was that big.
Like, because normally in America, we don't give a shit.
No, we don't care at all.
Anything. Like, oh, there's someone famous in the UK. That's depressing.
Yeah, I'm
Are
sure
their teeth fucked up? I bet their teeth are fucked up.
I bet
right?
there's plenty of famous people in the UK, but that's not my concern.
Famous to them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, she made it over here, just like the Beatles.
Right.
There was Susan Boyle mania.
Yeah, and then there were so many rip-offs of Susan Boyle out there.
Yeah. Oh, like the Beatles had rip-offs?
Yeah.
Captain Phillips happened that year.
The movie or
the event, not the
boat?
Movie.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest news story that happened that year.
I don't know anything about what happened. There were Somali pirates, and
one of them said that he was the captain. Now,
which in the movie, I'm told that was an ad lib.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
in
even
which
know.
case, and I know this guy doesn't get a lot of work. He was on he was on the Curse.
Yeah.
But like,
Get that guy some writing jobs, some punch-up jobs.
That's the iconic line. Like, throw him a little extra cash for that. That's the only thing anyone knows about that movie.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just don't care about. Maybe the movie came out a decade ago, and they don't need to be like.
They're not going to do it now.
Oh, you've kept it in the zeitgeist for this long.
Yeah. Tim, do I have to constantly remind you that the things I'm talking about happened 15 years ago during our 15-year anniversary special?
But this is the thing. It feels like...
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that.
No.
Yeah, because when I saw that guy, I forget his name, but he's in The Curse. He's great in The Curse. It was like, oh, that guy's getting work. He got one job 15 years later.
Yeah. Well, no, the movie didn't come out the same year The Thing happened, and I don't think he was on the original boat.
Yeah, it was
that's
like 10
not your
years
allegation
later.
here, right?
No, that's if it came across that way, I apologize. I remember
he really turned his life around after being an actual pirate.
Right. I just remember seeing him like at the Academy Awards and like them asking him questions and feeling like, oh, this is awful. Like everybody's telling this guy, like, you're going to be a huge star now.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think that's going to happen because he's just
like Hollywood doesn't write roles for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What roles is he going to be opposite Julia Roberts in her next movie? No, you're not going to do that.
Well, is she on a ship that gets hijacked?
I might. But yeah, finally, he's been in other stuff since, but he was in The Curse, and I liked him a lot in The Curse. But Tim, the biggest news story that year, Balloon Boy.
Covered extensively as it was happening on The Complete Guide to Everything.
Was it as it was happening?
We had AJ on the podcast, ostensibly to talk about rap music, I think.
Right, but it had happened that
Hip-hop.
day. Yeah.
And as we were recording, we were tracking on Twitter.com the latest of
that's
Balloon
not
Boy.
true. Balloon Boy happened during the day.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was at work. I remember Balloon Boy at work.
We were tracking something. Go listen to that October 18th episode.
2009?
Yeah, remember when we were talking about
I don't think we were
title of
tracking
this
it
episode?
live, but I think there was still like a lot of news coming out about it.
Yeah.
But I think
we
he had
explained
already
AJ
been
had
recovered.
Right.
Yeah, maybe AJ hadn't heard about it, so we were talking about it.
Also, Tom, I think we were like recording at like 6 p.m. And it was
I'm telling you, I remember the Balloon Boy being at work. Tim, everybody says they remember where they were when the Balloon Boy landed. I was at work.
He died up there?
No, he wasn't up there at all.
All right.
Yeah, he was hiding. And
he barfed on the Today
TV
Show.
because his dad was making him lie.
Yeah.
To promote the children's band or something, I think it was.
No, the children eventually, I think they were trying to get a reality series about their family.
Yeah. Which sucks that it didn't happen. I want to watch that show.
No.
Every week a Balloon Boy-esque publicity stunt that waste resources and
No, I think they just wanted to do a Balloon Boy, or like it wouldn't be Balloon Boy 10 years after. It's the 15-year anniversary. Well, not yet.
Of Balloon Boy, yeah. Balloon Boy happened after we started the show, as discussed, obviously. Tim
Falcon was the Balloon Boy's name.
Yeah, which is ironic, huh? I think that was intentional. He was like, you, the one I named after a bird, we're going to say, go hide in the attic. We're going to say you were up in that balloon.
Oh, he and his, as of 2023.
Last year, as we're recording this.
Balloon Boy and his brothers are focusing on their metal band, Heen Boys.
Mm-hmm. Not Balloon Boys.
Their signature track is Balloon Boy No Hoax.
Oh, no.
But it was a hoax.
Yeah.
And then there are other songs like The Youth of America for Trump.
Oh, I see.
And Trump, 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 Trump.
Oh, wow. I can't believe a family of hoaxers.
Alex Jones in the Drudge Report, telling it like it is. One of the lyrics of Youth of America for Trump.
I mean, I think the Drudge Report was extensively covering the Balloon Boys saga. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Balloon Boy, we salute you.
Also,
you didn't die up there.
Also, like Drudge Report nowadays, I feel like isn't even that like right wing.
I mean, it's,
like in comparison,
he
hasn't changed, but everything else has. Where it's like, this like leans right, sure, but far from the worst thing on the internet. Tim, let's talk about some of the big movies that year in 2009. The Hurt Locker.
I didn't see it, but that was about your high school experience, Tom.
Yeah, getting stuffed in lockers. Yeah, it was. It sucked to see it up on the big screen, and I didn't even get any money.
Did you ever stuff anyone in a locker?
Yeah, I think there was one guy that was small enough to do it.
Dave.
No, that wasn't his name. I'm not gonna say his name.
Just say his name.
No, I'm not gonna say his name. But I don't think it's even somebody you know. But it was like
we went to the same school.
It wasn't even like stuffing him. It was like he went in there to see.
That
if
was the thing.
Work.
One time I was walking by and Terrence,
had
put Dave in a locker and closed it. But Dave was wearing a big starter jacket.
Yeah. Oh, so he was really stuck in there, I bet.
So yeah, we couldn't get and he was like, Terrence was like, it was after school. And Terrence was like, Tim, and Dave's in there. And Dave was like, I told you this wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And like, we had to flag down the cool teacher, Mr. Silvestri. He was walking by and like we had to like jimmy the door open, finally got it open. And I just remember he pointed to Dave. He pointed to Terrence and went, stupid. And he pointed to Dave and went, stupid. And he pointed to me and went, stupid.
Yeah.
The three of you are stupid. Never do shit like this again. And I was like, Mr. Silvestri was the cool teacher.
Yeah.
It's like, I was in the same position you were in, trying to help Terrence get Dave out of the locker. You're stupid too by this metric, Mr. Silvestri.
But also by this metric, if you're the cool teacher, now I'm the cool student.
Yeah, and he had long hair.
I was trying to help out discreetly. Yeah, but he kept it in a ponytail like Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah.
As was the style at the time.
Well, when you're in school, they don't let you just have that. I
think you could. I mean, why not? You have to have it in a ponytail.
Yeah, it's got to be look professional.
Women can have it. I mean, but if he had it like nicely
it was
brushed,
1995.
I know, but he should have been able to rock it that way. Instead, we had to like see him at like shows with his hair down.
See him at like ska shows in the record store. He was a cool guy.
Yeah. Also came out
stupid that time.
Also came out that year, The Hangover.
Tom, is The Hangover a good movie?
I don't think so. Like you're talking about like structure wise, like fundamentally, is it a good movie kind of thing?
Here's another question. Has anybody watched The Hangover since 2009?
Yeah, that is definitely a franchise that like they milked till it was dead.
Right.
And by the time Hangover 3 came out, people were like, all right, yeah, we've had enough. And now I feel like that kind of ruined that first movie's chances of like becoming a real classic.
Right.
Because I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember it having, of course, like very funny parts, but I don't think it was like a good movie.
No,
I think there was like a lot of it that really didn't make sense, the motivations and stuff.
I just remember watching, I think it was the Super Bowl in 2009, and they had like a teaser, like this was before anything dropped, and like, and it was just like the lion in the, or a tiger. What was it?
It was
the tiger in the hotel room. And then like
I vaguely remember
like
this.
everybody waking up and being like, what happened last night? And like literally like everyone, like the diverse array of people in our apartment watching the Super Bowl were like, what was that? We gotta see this movie.
See that and all the sequels.
I saw it with friend of the show, Christine, friend of the Christine show. And guess what?
What?
for all of her virtue signaling.
She loved it.
She liked the movie.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we both came away with it from it being like, that was fine.
Yeah. I do think it's funny. Like Zach Galifianakis was like on such like a trajectory of like being the biggest star in Hollywood and was like, nope, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And successfully avoided it while still becoming like a very rich guy that gets to do what he wants.
Yeah. And I think, I think probably, well, we were just talking about like Alec Baldwin, like, or Kanye needing like, they probably had to back the truck up for Hangover 3 for him, which he was like actively talking shit about like while they were filming, right? He was like going on Comedy Bang Bang and being like, I'm doing a movie under duress right now. It's going to suck. Nobody should go see it. But like, probably it was just like, okay, now I'll just live like a normal person.
Yeah. But they're offering me an amount of money that I would be insane to not just do this movie that everybody will forget about 6 months after it comes out.
And also, wasn't there supposed to be a Mel Gibson cameo that got
cut? There was supposed to be a Bill Clinton cameo.
No, there wasn't a cameo. It was a big news story that he was like, he stopped by the set to say hi.
No, but I think there were like rumors.
No,
but I think Mel Gibson. But I think he wasn't in the scene with, or maybe
I think they cut him out
because
Zach Galifianakis like went on Comedy Bang Bang and like complained about it.
Yeah.
But that first Hangover movie,
I feel like it's in the movie. I feel like I can see it in my mind's eye.
That movie, I didn't see the second one either. Because I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm an ally.
Yeah, it's like the OG.
But there's enough of like, they just took enough of like Zach Galifianakis' like stand up or like that persona and put that in, that it's like, all right, at least there's like 5 laugh out loud funny lines because they're just like Zach Galifianakis being Zach Galifianakis.
It's amazing delivery on jokes.
Are you a big Ed Helms guy? Sorry, go on.
The movie Up came out.
The balloon. Hey, talk about a balloon boy.
Yeah, talk about a balloon boy.
Man, this is a real balloon year.
Yeah. And also the year Avatar came out. Remember Avatar Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah. We all put on those 3D glasses.
I never saw Avatar, and I really regret not seeing the sequel.
Yeah.
I'll see the third one when it comes out in 18 years.
I don't regret. I still haven't seen the sequel. I don't really regret that. But I remember seeing the first one. I just remember the 3D being like really good and really cool. And then after that, it was like every movie's in 3D and they all looked like shit. And it was like annoying because some movies it was like, we're only doing 3D screenings.
I saw Coco in 3D, Tom.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
I mean, animated stuff, I think it also works because they can.
They just have to render it.
Yeah, they can just render it differently, and it works. But I just remember for a long time, I remember there being a trailer for that Alice in Wonderland movie, the live action one.
Tim Burton reimagines Alice.
And I remember seeing the trailer during a 3D movie, and it just looked so bad. Like it looked like cutouts moving, where it was like, okay, this looks 3D, but everything in it looks 2D. That has just been
like a diorama or something.
Something like that, or like a pop-up book. But
which could be cool if that was like
that was what they were going for, but it wasn't. But 3D movies, that's kind of gone away.
Yeah, you said they would be here to stay, Tom.
Nah, I didn't say that.
You said that about superhero movies. How do you feel about superhero movies?
I think they're still here to stay, but they're
bad, universally bad.
No, they're not universally bad, but people have tired of bad ones enough that they won't just automatically print money like they used to. Mm-hmm. I think it will be like Westerns.
Yeah, but they don't make Westerns anymore.
Yeah, but they make a handful. Alec Baldwin tried. I mean, that movie's still coming out. They've got too much money wrapped up.
They don't have a distributor.
Well, they'll find somebody. Talk to Woody Allen. Woody Allen knows lots of people. He's friends with all the distributors. Tim.
What was Woody Allen doing in 2009? Was he still revered?
I'm sure.
Was that like Match Point? Like what Woody Allen movie? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a good question.
Was that like Midnight in Paris era? Like where it's like
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it was like post allegations about him being out there.
Yeah, well, post allegation, like
Sun Yi.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was still a big guy.
He directed 57 movies.
Yeah, he does like one a year. He's got what?
Whatever Works.
Oh.
The Larry David movie.
Which kind of bombed, right?
God, did you see that movie?
No.
That movie, I love Larry David.
Yeah.
That movie was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I have to, because that was when Larry David was also huge, and it was like, oh my God, Woody Allen's
was the year
making a...
Larry David and I were in the same room at the same
right.
party.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
he was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all the movies that I wanted to talk about. Tim, I wanted to talk about, I maybe should have led with this, but this was a big year for apps, Tim. This is when apps really started. You had
a couple apps in the App Store at the time,
right? Probably around that time.
Sad Trombone.
Yeah, Sad Trombone app. Made me a few $1,000s off that. Well, this was the 3GS came out. And that was the first one that could do video. The first iPhone that could do video. I mean, and then I guess 2010 would have been the iPhone 4, which was like a big, and that was also like when it came to Verizon and stuff. I
can't believe you have this. I mean, you worked for Apple at the time.
No, not then.
But you were just,
but I was still,
you were a product enthusiast.
Yeah, I was fresh enough out of it that I still kept a close eye on everything. But listen to the companies that started or things that started in 2009. I think this is like the beginning of all of our problems. First off, Twitter was out, but this was when Twitter really started blowing up.
Right.
Bitcoin started.
All right. Somebody gave us a Bitcoin at one point.
Not an entire Bitcoin.
It was an entire Bitcoin.
No, it wasn't an entire one.
I think you took it all.
No,
I think you might still have it.
No, I sold it and split it, and it was like a few $100, but
did I ever get that money?
Yeah, Tim, you did. I just told you. I sold it and we split it.
But you can tell me that. I don't see any proof of it.
Well, it was a long time ago. You did see proof. You can't just be like, I need proof again about things.
Every once in a while, I need you to reprove things to me.
Foursquare, remember Foursquare?
That started in 2009?
Yep.
Tom, I will go on record. Mm-hmm. I always thought Foursquare was dumb.
Yeah, I was a big People
were like, but I'm the mayor of this fucking bar. It's like,
It was a big... Look, Tim, apps were big. Kickstarter. Farmville. Uber. Slack. But it wasn't like the Slack with like they pivoted at some point. Pinterest, WhatsApp, Venmo, Quora, Airbnb started in 2008, but big in 2009. Groupon the year before, but big in 2009, and Minecraft.
Groupon.
Yeah.
Groupon was, I can't believe that got big.
Yeah, because it was like the kind of thing that seemed like a good idea, but not like a multi-billion-dollar good idea.
That's the thing with everything. And you know what all that Groupon was? It's when you go to a motel or a hotel and they have all those pamphlets in the lobby.
Yeah, of just like experiences.
Yeah, and there are coupons there like, 50% off the rafting trip in West Virginia. Oh, cool, awesome. Like, I'm not going to pay full price here. They're not counting on anybody paying full price. Yeah. They're just, it's a fake markdown. But Groupon just put all that on the internet and we're like, yep.
Well, but in the beginning, they were so flush with venture capital that there were. I remember in the beginning there were things that were legitimately good, but then it's like, all right, now we've got to try and figure out a way. I mean, they're still around. I don't know who owns them or what Or if they went public, they probably went public at some point.
I think they went public.
Also, Tim, big memes that year. Keyboard Cat.
Okay.
David after the dentist.
Now, what is he up to? I want him and Damn Daniel to start a band.
Yeah. I mean, they're adults now. They could do whatever they want. And planking. This was the year planking got big.
You were big into planking.
I was not. That's even worse than my accusations about you getting into Kanye West only recently. Tim, I never got into plank. I always thought it was stupid and I never did it. That was just the height of, I don't know, things like that. Stupid things. Our show. I
will say, as dumb as that is, and it's all very, very, very dumb. A VIP Broadway cast meet and greet. I'm looking at Groupon.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who these people. Harry Belafonte, he died. You're not going to meet Harry Belafonte for $399.
Maybe they're going to take it as grave.
That's not Harry Belafonte.
Wait, why were you, what were you going to say before you got distracted by Groupon?
I don't know. What were you talking about?
I don't know. Tim,
No, what were you talking about? There's something that was interesting.
You were talking about like Groupon. It's not Groupon. God damn it. You threw me off track. I forget what we were talking. We were talking about apps planking.
Oh, planking.
Yeah.
As dumb as planking was, and it was very, very, very dumb.
Mm-hmm.
This was back when, like, the internet was still, like, fun and goofy and frivolous before they, before all the social media, like, companies decided, like, let's flip the switch and, like, turn all your parents crazy.
Yeah.
And, like, just, like, fucking squeeze every last dollar out of, I don't know. Whatever,
well, they were like, look, we got your parents planking. We can do anything.
I wish it went. When was the Ice Bucket Challenge?
I want to say like 2014, 2015.
Yeah. Did you participate?
No, I didn't participate.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't want to get all that ice dumped on me.
No, and that was like, I think both of us got tagged by like multiple people like an eye challenge, and we were both just like, nah.
I think I donated the money.
Yeah, I think I did the same. Yeah, sure.
Just like that Bitcoin you paid me. Oh, you can't ask for proof now. The statute of limitations is up.
But I remember that was, I mean, it was like a more innocent time on the internet, but it was also a time where it was like things like that and planking and stuff. They like got so big so quickly, but it was also the kind of thing where it's like, the internet's like moved on. You know, like we've all seen this, but now we've got to see, I don't know, Dick Van Dyke dangerously get a bucket of ice water poured on him. Yeah. Because that's, the way you get on the Today Show nowadays. If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgte.com.
You left me speechless, Tom.
You can find links to our social media there. You can follow me on social media at Tom Reynolds.
You can follow me at Your Pal Tim.
And you can also check out our Patreon, patreon.com/complete guide, where we do books of podcasts and other podcasts every week, full-length podcasts. This week, Tim's reading Eat, Pray, Love. This is episode 2 of Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah, it's the Italy part.
But if you go to patreon.com/complete guide, you get all the back episodes of books of podcasts and other fun things. It's been 15 years. Hasn't that been a long? If you've been listening to this show for 15 years and you're not a patron, shame. For shame. Unless you can't afford it or you're not interested.
Or you tried it and you were like, this sucks.
But you won't be saying that at patreon.com/complete guide.
I didn't realize you were still in the Patreon commercial.
I thought the microphones were off. Tim, any other thoughts about 2009 or doing this podcast for 15 years in general?
How does this podcast end?
Murder, suicide.
No, we say that, but like
suicide.
Does it
murder?
Does it? We'll pull the trigger at the exact same time.
Yeah. Oh, but then the bullets hit each other, and we have to keep doing it.
what if the bullets hit each other and ricocheted into only one of our faces?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And one of us would have to do the show deformed from then on. How does the show end?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is going to sound counterintuitive.
Uh-huh.
But I think the reason the show has gone on this long is because of laziness. Is because, like, we'd have to figure out how to not do it anymore. Right? We've been doing it for so long. Like, we've been remarkably consistent with this.
Yeah. I mean, we've
more
both
consistent than either of us have been with anything in our entire lives.
This is by far the most consistent. And, like, I don't know if we've ever, like, completely missed a week. Like, nothing's gone up on the feed.
Right.
We've had various things over the years interrupt the normal recording, but I feel like there's always been something on the feed.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, because, like, right now I'm thinking, like, all right, what would be easier next week? Do the show again or, like, wrap everything up?
And it's just
I guess doing the show again.
Like, it's
keep kicking the
we
can
have to
down
have
the
a
road.
Conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like a serious conversation with each other and be like, okay, how do we do this? We have to, like, tell HeadGum. We have to figure out what to do with Patreon, right? And, like, all this stuff. And, like, I think it's just like, oh, or we just get together and drink beers for 2 hours next week
and just have fun and just enjoy it. Yeah, that's all. I mean, I think the show's also, like, changed a lot over the years as we've changed, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people know that better. I'm sure other people are probably like, yeah, you guys used to say some awful shit on this show that we're, like, more aware of nowadays. I mean, that's, like, one of the constant questions that we get during, like, live shows. Not during, people, we don't have hecklers usually. But, like, oh, is it weird that people know so much about your personal lives? And it was in the beginning. And then we realized, like, oh, don't say things that you don't want out there publicly, which I think has probably been a big part of the longevity of this show. That, like, this show's never caused us significant problems.
Well, it's we haven't given enough information to have, like, a dangerous parasocial relationship with us. But the flip side of that is we're the only long-running show that hasn't made millions of dollars based off of lucrative parasocial relationships.
So maybe we should start doing that kind of stuff.
I think the ship has sailed, man.
Nah, we could start crying on the show.
I haven't cried. I don't know when the last time I cried was.
Wow, what a tough man.
No, I should cry.
But you can't. You're too tough.
I'm too tough. I'm made of steel, Tom. Oh, everybody's so impressed by it when they see me.
All right. Well, so no plans to end the show yet. Thank you.
You know, write in. Tell us, how should we end the show?
I mean, the people that write in, Tim, they're going to want to end the show.
Yeah, tell us how.
You don't want that. You want the people saying, don't end the show.
Well, okay, unless you write it, I'm ending the show.
All right. We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.